Everyone. So today I am testing my new Core my Core 12 set, introductory set. Where's my box? And I'll show you the box. I don't know what I've done with it. I had it here 2 seconds ago. Here it is. So this is my Core 12 set, introductory watercolours that I'm so excited to try today. So I've already got them laid out and on a palette next to me, and I thought I'm going to try these out on a street scene. So we're going to start with this lovely blue. So I'm going to go in with the phthalo blue because the colours in it, actually I'll show you the colours that are in it. So we've got, this is the box set, so I'll take the lid off. So this is how it comes, all neatly packed, which is rather lovely. And it comes with, these are the colours. It comes with nickel azo yellow, Hansa yellow light, quinacridone gold deep, pyrrole red light, quinacridone magenta, permanent alizarin crimson, phthalo blue green shade, ultramarine blue, viridian green, yellow ochre, burnt sienna and Payne's grey. So there's a wonderful range of colours in there to play with. So I'm excited to start. So we're going to get into it, and we're going to start. I'm going to wet. This is all highlight. I love this picture because it had lots of lights and darks. Lots and lots and lots and lots and lots of lights and darks. So I'm going to start by doing the top of this building. And these windows, I got this reference off Unsplash. And I haven't done a cafe scene in a long, long time. So, and I thought, but I love the umbrellas, I love the lights and darks, and I thought this would be a great way to get a feel for these paints. Except I see what I've done there. I'm going to go in with a very pale blue, that phthalo blue, but very diluted, because it's going to go a long way. It's a very vibrant colour. And I'm going to drop that in up here. Hello Shane, how are you, doll? Whoa, that flows fast. That flows very fast, but that's cool. I'm going to pick up that little bit that's gone onto the white there. I don't want that on there. So I'm going to drop that all over. I'll leave little shimmers of white popping through. Like that. So that's the underbase for the top bit. And I'm going to see if I can lift this little bit here. See if I can lift this little bit. It's got onto there. It's a staining colour, I think. Oh no, I got it up. There we go. Alright, and I'm going to do the same. This colour is very strong, like it really flows beautiful. But what I'm going to do is on this bottom bit, I'm actually going to cut around the umbrellas, so I'll be a bit careful down here. I won't just do a big flowy bit. Now where does that go? That stops about there. So I'm going to just, very tired. Oh, that's no good, mate. Had a busy day. Just going to cut around the umbrellas and around that light globe. Apologise for the glare on my thumb. My dogs were just playing in my curtains. And it's let the light in. So cut around the umbrellas, cut around the light fittings, because there's going to be lots of shadow in amongst all this. I've got my little people already in. This is a beautiful colour. And this is just pure phthalo, just very diluted. Cool. It's a bit of fun. And the white of the paper will be the white of the light globes, and I'll have, these little people have got great reflections on their heads as well. Not really. Been in the house since last, oh of course. Lockdown, yes. Alright, I'm happy with that. So, now on this side is all like bluey greys. Well, actually, I'll leave the umbrellas, and I might work on this footpathy bit. That's a pale grey. So I'm going to use the Payne's grey, and I'm going to dilute that, like literally a bucket ton of water. Add the teeniest little bit of that phthalo blue to it. And I'm going to take that onto the footpath under these people. like that.
Close that door.
You're right, Dale.
Yeah.
I'm filming, Dale. I'm filming, Dale. I'm filming, Dale. Just so you know. He starts chattering away in the background. Goodness. All right. So then I'm going to drop in a little bit more. Sorry, I had to yell so he could hear me properly because he's a little bit deaf. He has some hearing problems sometimes. Now, where's that shadow that's reflecting under here? That's reflecting under there. And that's reflecting under there. I can strengthen these. I'm just blocking them in now. Oops. I'm going to add a little bit more grey. Well, this colour goes an awfully long way. This goes an awfully long way. That's barely the barest little touch of shadow of Payne's grey on there. All right, so then we've got, I'm going to make it a bit purpley around. So I'm going to go in with a bit of red, a bit of blue, make a purple shadow colour, maybe a bit more red. Okay, that's a good colour. I'm just going to test that on my little bit of paper here. Yep, that's a good shadow colour. And I'm going to take that, I'm going to wet the paper just down here because there's reflections of the trees over here. So I'm going to drop that in and just let that travel around. And that can be the reflections on the footpath for the trees. So this is just, like I said, the base coat. There's a shadow under this one that I've missed. So I'll darken that up. I'm just blocking in now, just to get an idea of where things are. I'll do this green for the grass. So I'm going to go in, I'll mix a bit of my yellow, a little bit of blue. I'll go ultra blue, bit of Hansa yellow, and dilute it right down, make it really pale. And then I'm going to drop that. Actually, I'll go in with the yellow, more yellowy mix first, because there's beautiful little lights showing through the grass that I want to get in, little light blobs, and then I can go round with this green tone and I'll build this up. I'm just blocking it in now, so just blocking in colours, getting things sort of where I want them. So I've got, then I know where I'm working and how everything needs to be. Hello Madonna, I'm great, thanks Dale. How are you? How are you? I'm trying a street scene today. I thought about it all night and I got all excited over what on earth am I going to do with these watercolours. What am I going to try? And I thought cafe. I want to try a cafe. So I've just gone in with pure phthalo blue. And I was so excited to try these paints. And you can see my drawing's very wiggly wobbly. I haven't worried about being exact. There's a tree here. I'm going to go in. I'm going to mix up. I'm going to try the nickel azo yellow with ultramarine, see what happens. Ooh, that's a nice dark green. That's an olivey green. Ooh, that's fun. And I'm going to drop that in here for this grass. So that's nickel azo yellow and ultramarine blue. Doing great, thanks. Glad to hear it. Glad to hear it. Me too. It's been a lovely weekend so far. So that's literally just suggesting the grass in that bottom corner with the lights and darks sort of popping along on there. So now what have I done here? I've got to take that blue down behind those chairs. So I did the wash there, but I didn't come down. I left a bit of space. for the tables. So now I can come down into there. There's quite a lot of light in there. So it's going to be very pale to begin. Cut around my little people that I've got sitting at their little tables. Cut right down and around them. Under the tables like that. Okay, now I don't know how I'm going to do this. This is, I might go a very pale blue. I'll go ultramarine. Very, very pale. Because there's actually buildings, oops, that's not pale enough. Oops, that's still not pale. Gee, this paint's strong. I love it. Don't get me wrong, loving it. But I'm like, whoa, this colour's got bang to it. So there's a shadows over here. There's another building, so I'm just going to paint that roughly in. Leave the white of the paper as the... Just go a bit darker at the top there because that's like a doorway. Come down around that umbrella. That'll help to give that a little bit of contrast as well. There's a tree there, but I'm not going to do the tree. I'm going to leave the tree out of it because that's just a whole lot of fuss for nothing. Come down here, under the table, like that, and cut around that chair. Oops. Right, so they're blocked in pretty much. The umbrellas are yellow, so I'm going to go in with my pure yellow, which is Hansa yellow, and I'm just going to pop that. Oh, that's nice and bright, and come around the top of the whole umbrella, both of these, and they're joined, which is really nice. I like to have in a composition. This photo actually was lovely anyway. It didn't need any adjustment. So I like that it has that sort of a... Oh, actually, and I'm going to go... I might pop a little bit. Let's have a look at that nickel azo on its own. Yeah, I might pop that nickel azo into this. Oh, that's too much water. Whoops a days. Into here, because this umbrella, this side of the umbrella is a fraction darker. And then it gets brighter, and I'm actually going to try and lift. Core Paint's a big time pigment. Oh my God, they're amazing, Madonna. I'm blown away. Like, I'm getting the teeniest, tiniest touch on my brush is enough to colour. Like, I'm blown away. I'm going to get years out of these. Years. I actually, yeah, I'm so excited by them. I'm going to get so much use out of them. They're gorgeous. I might already like them more than I like my Senneliers. I mean, I love my Senneliers and they're my go-to, but I'm liking these already. So the stems on... Oh, I got it. That's fine. Oh, gee whiz, that's taken off down the page. It is very definitely doing its own thing. I'll pick that up there. Ooh, mate, this stuff's alive. It's alive. Okay. I'm going to work on the shadows up in these windows. So I'm going to make a purple. I'm going to go ultramarine. I'm going to clean off my palette. Clean off my palette. Go ultramarine. And I reckon I'll try Queen Magenta. We'll see how that goes. Ooh, that's a nice shadow colour. And I want to add, maybe, I'll add a little bit of brown to that because I want to darken it. Oops. So try again, ultramarine. There we go. That sort of neutralised it. And I'm going to just go into where, now where's this window? I've covered it. Oops. Okay, so I'm going to go into here. And this is going to be the windows. Whoop. There's a window there and it's in shadow. So I'm just going to block it like that. And then there's a window there. I've reversed it to the whoops, to the reference. I've flipped the photo because I don't know what it is, I like the composition the other way. So I flipped it. All right, actually I'm going to wet the paper for this window. I'm going to wet it and then drop that in and let it flow like that in that window. That'll be a better look, I think. Might lift that a little bit if I can. And then same over here, they'll leave a little gap. And drop that purpley colour in. Doesn't have to be exact. It's just a fun sketch to test. I'm going to mix up some more of that. So that was, oh gee willikers, I picked up the little blib on my brush and it went nuts. Like it literally exploded into colour. Loving it, loving it. Oh my god, I don't need that much paint. Alright, a little bit more blue. And a bit of brown. Add a bit of the reddy brown, that makes a beautiful shadow colour, just saying. And I'm going to drop that in at the top. There we go, that's better. Same on this one. Come down here. So that's like a 3-bay window. Like that. And I'm going to drop it in. I don't know whether I can, I should be able to drop it onto these. These are darker anyway. I want to darken up these two windows. I like that shadow tone better. So I'll pop that on there. Like that. Righto. So that's ultramarine and burnt sienna. That makes a lovely shadow colour. I'm a bit happy about that. Because I'm very much learning on the fly with these. I haven't used these before. So this is a first. And it's a lot of fun. It is a lot of fun. So pop that shadow there, and then the end of the building's there. Right. And I'll build up on those shadows as I go. I'll leave them alone for a minute and I'll go to the shadows behind these umbrellas now. There's a window here. So I'll pop that shadow colour into there and I'll take that right down past the chair. And I'm going to do that colour again, so ultramarine. I've got to mix up a big batch. I'm being very tentative because it's quite, well, it is very strong. So I'm being a little bit sparing with my mixes because I still don't know how far I get out of it and all that jazz, but it's good fun. All right, there's another bit of window here. So I'll mark that in. Whoops, just wet the paper. It comes to about there. Try and leave the chairs white if I can. Try not to touch them. And just drop in that pigment, and that's a nice contrast for these umbrellas as well. Doesn't matter if I haven't got a perfectly straight line. I'm not, you can see all my drawing lines, they're so squiggly wiggly. I'm the queen of wobbly lines. And I'm not worried about it. It doesn't matter. It's a fun sketch. Oh, my dog wants to come in. I can hear him sooking down the bottom. My husband locked him out. Oh. Hey, April. Can you let Bear in? Yep. He's a bit sad. Thank you, doll. No problem. Dad locked him out. But Bear's allowed up. There we go. Happy Bear. Oh, has he bought his toy, has he?
He brought his cow.
Oh, okay. He's bought his Chewy. Alright, brought his treasures with him. He's like, Mum, look what I found. Oh, hello. Okay, you're going to come up and say hello? Okay, Bear wants to say hello, everyone. This is Bear. Are you cold? You've been outside in the rains, Baba. Been outside in the... You've got cold feet. He's got cold feet. You got cold feet, but you was a happy puppy now. Okay. Yeah. Now full of dog hair. Wouldn't have it any other way. My little Bubba Bear. He's always got to come and say hello. The second he comes into my art room, he's got to come and say hello, have a cuddle, and then he goes off and does his own thing. All right. So this is a wall of windows. So I'm just going to leave little gaps, cut around these little people's heads, I'm just gonna leave their heads the white of the paper. This stuff flows like crazy, so I can just do that. And look at that, Fruit Loops, that goes crazy. I'm gonna pick up that end bit. Got a little bit much on there, but that's okay. He's a cutie. Oh, he's my muffin. He's a snuggle muffin. He's my little best friend. Well, they both are actually, both he and Pip. But Bear's the sooky cuddly one. He's the real smooch. He can't get enough cuddles. The world is meant for cuddles. The world is very definitely meant for cuddles in Bearville. And they're my little art buddies, my little art companions. My little art companions. Oh, I've got to cut around that light globe. Got that one quite dark, but that's okay. I can soften it a little bit. Just, oh, wow. Gee whiz, you just touch the teeniest, tiniest little bit of water and they're off like a frog in a sock. So you can see it's starting to look like a little street scene. Oh my God. Okay, even after I clean my brush, there's still enough pigment in the brush to carry down the page. It's insane. I'm loving them. I am so loving these. I love the strength of the colours because I love my Senneliers because they're the opposite. They're soft and delicate and very, very sort of luminescent and glowy. These have got a magical strength to them. Where's the table? have I painted over the table? I don't know. Doesn't matter. We'll live. And I'm going to do this shadow down this side of the building. I reckon this is really dark here. So I'm actually going to do this pure pigment. I'm going to make it a bit darker. Go the burnt umber. Oh no, what is it? Burnt sienna, ultramarine. Oh, I can see myself getting more of these colours because I know there's a couple of other sets. There's the high chroma and the earth, and I'm like, whoa, I might need them all now. I can feel it coming on. I'm gonna have to get more of these, just saying. All right, so that's the end of that building. I can now start to build up. What's going on here? That's another window, is it? Okay, fine. Put another window in here. So I'll put this window down here. Whoops. That comes almost to there. That doesn't matter that I've wiggle wobbled onto the other bit. So now there's shadows coming all along here. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to go in with pure ultramarine. Pure ultramarine. I'm going through my cloth like crazy too. Whoops. Get that on my brush. And I'm using a size 10. And I'm going to just pop in some of this detail across the top of these windows. I'm just going to paint it in. Paint in the detail. Like that. And then paint in that little line there that's all wiggly wobbly. Like that. Doesn't matter that I like that it comes down, and I'm not going to put the insignia, the lettering on. I'm just going to do this shadow coming down here. That shadow comes down there, and then that side's in shadow. Like that. All right. Now, this here is grey, but I'm going to go in with the very diluted cobalt. No, I'm not. I'm going to go in with this blue. Just down here. I'm going to leave a little gap like that. I just need to define the edge of that building. It's there. There we go. And I'll just leave that little gap of white down the side there. All right. Mix up a darker purple. Red. I'm going to go permanent crimson and blue. Whoops, a base. That's a lovely purple. Oh, that's a strong purple. That's good. That's fine. That's what we want. And I'm going to add that up on, oh, I need to wet the paper. I need to wet the window, so I'm just going to go over that with water, like that, and then drop in that colour. And I'll drop in a bit of blue, drop in a few different colours, just to keep it interesting. Like that. Because shadows aren't just one colour. They're a mess of colours. So just drop in that and let it run down. Pop a bit of blue in. Like that. That has gone out over here like way too much. So I'm just going to try and lift that off a little bit like that. There we go. Just lift that up a little bit. It was getting a bit out of control, but I can tidy up that line. So I'm just going to go with a clean brush and then just touch into that with my cloth and lift that off like that. All right. Whoops, today's too much water, but that's fine. Go red, blue, more red. There we go. And let that take over there. Bit of blue, just to keep the shadows interesting. It's going to come down the bottom of these windows as well, like that. And this is impression, like this is an impressionist painting, sort of. Going to take that down there. Right. And I'll drop the blue in there as well. Maybe not that much. It's okay. Lift it up. A bit more purpley in. That. All right, here we go. Right, let that dry a bit. I'm going to go in with a stronger purple, blue, whoops, today's wrong blue, red, blue, so ultramarine and quin magenta. Take that in here. I'm just going to wet down here. There's a shadow here. I want that to be a bit stronger than everywhere else. Like that. And then I'll pop in the finer details after. There's a bit of a shadow there. Goes along the top there. Like that. This building's sort of rounded, but I've sort of flattened it off. I have flattened it off a bit, which is fine. So make up some more purple. Keep going into the wrong blue, but that's okay. It's in the same spot on a different palette that I use. Okay, so I'm going to straighten up this line now. And then drag that across into the window, like that. And that'll sort of reflect a little bit of what's going on inside. I'll pop some yellow in there as well after. Just want to keep it all a little bit like a bit of movement in it. Like that. I'm going to make that window wider because I want to come around that light globe. I want that light globe to stand out. So I'm making that window bigger for artistic license and all that. Alright, so that way I can just have a bit of fun and, oops, I accidentally made a nicer purple, but there you go. I'll just add that in there because under that is definitely, very definitely darker, like that. These ones are also the same. there, cut around his little head like that. Oops. So these are all windows. Alright, we're good, we're good, we're good. We've got it happening. I'm going to make up a bit of a stronger purple. A bit more blue, a bit more red, a bit more red. Going in with my Quin Magenta. Make a really purple purple. A purple purple purple. Oops, I might wet the paper first. Look at that, I cleaned my brush and it's still there, which is fine. I'm going to cut around that light and drop in that purple, like that. Come around here, wet this again, cut around that little fella sitting on that chair, drop in that purple, like that, pop it above that there. Right, okay, we're good, and I'm going to really darken that up. Can I add that bit of brown to my purple? Add a bit more blue. I want to really grey that off. There we go. And I'm going to make this one quite dark. I might add a bit of touch of Payne's grey to it as well, just to really dark that off. Like that. Alright. So now I'm going to make these shadows quite strong. So I'm going to go a bit of Payne's grey. Oops, got to get tiniest blob on my doodah. So a bit of Payne's grey and a bit of quinacridone magenta. We're going to darken up these shadows on the ground. There's a shadow coming out here. There's a shadow there. Just got to really make these ground shadows strong. This has got a big shadow. I'll leave little bits for the feet. These feet there. Like that. And that shadow comes down and goes right around there. Will it come under that chair? Like that. And then there's a tree shadow on this side. Tree shadows on this side. So I'll just blob in. You can see I've sort of roughly marked out where the shadows are. They all join because that's a tree reflection. And that comes down there and onto the grass. So I can go over that green grass with this shadow colour. And I'll take this shadow off to this side as well, like that, and that actually goes right up to there. I'm going to connect my shadows. There we go. That's a bit better. All right. Now I can add a little bit of these other details. I'm going to go a smaller brush, and I'm going to go in now and add some detailed lines. I think we're ready for detailed lines around the building. So I'm going to go in with my phthalo blue, pure, get my finer brush. I'm going to take that around the edges of these windows. They're pretty well dry. And I'm going to add the building's details now. You see I'm a bit wobbly, but that's okay. So this is pure phthalo I'm adding here. Oops a days. See my paper's bowed a little bit, that's why the brush is catching a little, but that's fine. It all adds to the interest. There's a little window there. come down beside that one. Like that. So I'm literally just outlining these windows. Like that. Come down, there we go. Okay. That one's feathered right out, but that's okay. I can do that again in a minute. So now, whoops, gotta get a bit on my brush, a bit of phthalo on my brush, and take that around that line of the building, like that. Oops, get a bit more phthalo on the tip of my brush, and come down underneath these windows like that. Like that. And this is rough paper too, so it does have a tendency to grab the paint and the brush and move it a little bit. Alright, so I'm going to do, there's lines coming along here, like architrave almost. So I'm just going to literally suggest those in like that. Like that. That sort of gives it that little step. Go back into my phthalo and come down onto here. It's a lovely cool colour. Alright. And I'm going to go, I'm going to pop a little bit of ultramarine. I'm going to just take, whoops, because this is a darker bit, whoops it is, get a bit more pigment on my brush, bit more pigment, like that. I'm not going to worry so much about the name. Alright, we're good. Okay, now these chairs are a beigey colour. What am I going to do for that? We're going to go yellow ochre. We're just going to go yellow ochre. Bit of yellow ochre. Why is that not? Alright, get my blue out of the way. Alright, got my yellow ochre. So we're going to use this yellow ochre for the chairs. Need to re-wet that a bit. That's dried out. There we go. It's better. Alright, so the chairs are yellow ochre. So I'll pop that down the back here. The legs come down and the tops of them are flat and that's in shadow there. There's a bit of table. The sides like that. Alright. You do get a hell of a lot of pigment. So there's a chair there. I'll do the people last. He's nearly all in dark. I'll have to fix his shadows up in a little bit.
All good?
All good. There's a person in there. There's a person here. Do his chair. That. And there's the table. Where's the table? The table's about there. They're all standing sitting with their beer bottles and God knows what else. Pop his legs down there. There's another chair there. There's no one sitting in that one. Alright, we're good. Now I'm going with some pure yellow ochre, like stronger, slightly stronger, into the back shadow areas. Anywhere that there's darker, a little bit darker. All right, that's in shadow just there, behind that fella. All right, that's giving it a nice warm sort of a glow. Come down here. Like that. All right, do the shadows on that seat. And the trick to these is to keep it simple.
I'm gonna do some black work today.
Okay, doll. Come around here. Okay. I'm quite happy with that. There's a chair there, that's what I've missed. There's another chair here. So I'll pop that chair in. But I'll leave a little gap. And has she got a chair? You can only just see the back of it. That's all right, there we go. And we'll pop a table in. Just like that. All right. Now I can do the people, I reckon. Let's have a go at the people. So, he's wearing, he's wearing, I'll get a skin tone. So we're going to go, what am I going to use for a skin tone? Should have thought of that, shouldn't I? I'm going to go a bit of, I need an orangey colour. Might go bit of, we'll try a nickel azo yellow and a little bit of quinacridone magenta, and I'll go a bit more nickel azo because that, yeah, that's a nice reasonable sort of skin tone. It's a glowing sort of skin tone. Actually, it's yellow ochre. It's a bit too yellow ochre. All right, so I've got to really dilute that down. Let's have a look. That's a bit better. It's a bit paler. Okay, so we're going to do very faint skin tones on these faces. That's, she's facing the front. We'll just pop in a little bit of skin tone. Like that. There's his arms down there, like that. All right, and he's got a pure blue top on, so I'm going to give him a pure ultramarine top. Like that. He's sitting in that chair like that. Hello, Esme, how are you, doll? And then he's got black pants on, so I'll pop use the Payne's grey for the black pants. Coming down here. And then his leg comes down there, or her leg. Like that. Oh, she's got cross legs. That's what looks strange. Okay, I won't worry about that. I'll just do that. And then give them runners, make the runners a little bit like that. Big little gap. Drop in a bit more Payne's grey. Whoops, like that. To suggest the shoes. I'm fine, thanks. Excellent. Glad to hear it, doll. Now, I'm going to give him a pale blue shirt, or I'm going to give him a red shirt. A little pop of colour. Why not? Give him a red shirt. This dude is going to have a red shirt because that's what I want to do. So, he's got a couple of bottles sitting in front of him, so I'll leave those. Like that. So that's him just sitting there, just more or less a suggestion that there's a person there. Pop his little legs under the table. Now, and he's got a pale blue shirt on, but I'm also going to give him something contrasting. So what's opposite of purple is orange. So I'm going to give him, I might give him a yellow shirt. I might make him a yellow and red shirt actually. I might make him an orange. Make him an orange. Go red and yellow. So I'm going Handsy yellow and Pyrrole Red to make him an orangey coloured shirt like that, or her, whoever it is. Beautiful painting, thank you. It's lots of fun. It is lots of fun. And I'm just testing these paints. I haven't, this is the first time I've used these paints. They're the Core 12 set. So I was a bit excited to try them. And I am loving them so far. Absolutely loving them. So her legs come down there. And I'm just going to drag that up. Put some water on my brush and take that up there. Because her legs sort of come down there like that. I love it. Oh, thank you. It's very simple. It's very, very simple, very basic. Like I'm not going to a whole lot of fuss. Trying to keep it as simple as I can. She's got a red top on as well. I'll give her a Pyrrole Red top. No, I won't, because then I've got two people with Pyrrole Red. I'll give her a alizarin crimson top. Like that. There we go. Her legs disappear off under the table, that's fine. Just suggest her there. Actually, I'll give her, she can have that colour pants as well. Just because. Just because. And I'll give her a little grey. So you don't have to, you can just suggest, you don't have to go to a whole lot of detail. She's sitting on her own, she's got both her feet stuck there like that. And I'll give her little sunglasses as well. She needs sunglasses because the sun's glaring in her little eyes. So I'm going to grab some Payne's Grey. Little touch of Payne's Grey. Pop her little sunnies on. There we go, she's got her sunnies on. This person's got some sunnies on as well. I'll give him some sunnies. Because why not? Like that. Don't want to make it too strong. I just want to strengthen that line a little bit. Like that. There we go. It is good fun. Good fun. So let's have a sit back and have a look. So I've got to go onto this other building over here. I'm going to use a bit of my Payne's Grey because I want to add, because that building's a bit vague over there. There's all light hitting this one, but I'm going to just sort of draw in a bit of detail here, because it's like there is a building here. Just darken up that. Just want to suggest that that's a bit more going on over there. And I'll blend it. So wet my brush. Just sort of take that there like that and scuff up that line. Take that down while it's wet. Just suggest that line. All right. And that building sort of disappears off out the side there. What am I going to do here? Okay, let's have a look. Let's have a look. Got to darken up in there, I reckon. So I'm just going to grab my brush and just drag that down there like that. Just darken up in there and darken up there. So that's just another building off in the distance. Right. I've probably messed that bit up, but I'm going to try, see if I can get a little bit of yellow. It's going to go greeny, but that's okay. Just got to reflect that into that window a little bit, because it does reflect into there. It is going to go purpley, but I'm not fussed. But go greeny, I mean, but that's fine. All right, now I've got to, because it is very bright back off there. Gonna go some pure yellow ochre. Oops. Get a bit more on my brush. There we go. And just define these chairs a bit more. Just not solid, not hard lines. Just I want to get some shadows on the backs of them. that there. This chair needs to be darker down here a little bit. Actually, I'm going to go a bit of burnt sienna, I reckon. We'll try a bit of burnt sienna just to strengthen those up a bit. Like that. And then I've really got to darken up under the chairs. Let's have a look. That's darker along there. That's darker there. Under there. Alright. Down there. Go under the chairs. Now where's that one darker? That's darker on this side. And under there. I've changed it a little bit from the... Oh, there's a person there. I forgot that person. Can't forget that person sitting in that chair. Can't forget them. What am I going to do with them? Give them a pink top. Nope, not going to give them a pink top. They can have a... sort of a green top. Let's go green. They can have a Viridian green top. Because we can. You're going to have a Viridian green top, love. Like that. There's a person in there. Give them black pants as well. Their legs will disappear off under the table. Like that. And I've lost their head. I'll have to just try and see if I can lift that off a little bit there. Just give it a scrub with my brush and see if I can lift off a little bit. Oh, that lifts well. Okay, that's fine. I'm going to be able to get my skin tone back on there. Oh, thank you. Thank you, Esme. So go back to my skin tone and drop that in there. Like that. Oops. Doesn't matter that it's a little bit. Just pop some varying skin tones in because they're a bit wishy-washy looking. There we go. She's going to need a bit of colour there. Alright. I'm going to give him some red hair. Some reddy brown hair. They need hair. He needs hair. So I'll just do his hair like that. Leaving a little bit on the top. Same with this dude. Leave a little shimmer of light. Like that on the top. Like that. There we go. So they've all got, maybe give that person at the back a little bit of hair as well, because otherwise they're going to be a bit unusual. There we go. Just leaving the white of the paper just sort of reflect off the tops. There we go. Righto. So I've got to darken up these shadows underneath now. Got to darken up these shadows underneath. I've got to define these poles, and they're the same. Oh, they're on the building. Okay, interesting. So I'm going to go and define this building again. I've got it because I haven't done these windows yet, so I need to do these windows. Coming down here, I did the top windows, but I didn't do the ground floor windows. Cut down there, and these are all solid one pane glass, like that. Across like that. Go down that side. Just helps to give it some, make it feel at least like a building. Like that. And it is a lovely turquoisey coloured building. It's a weird colour building, but it's really lovely. I've got to go back onto this top one where I've messed up this line. Try and salvage it. Oops. Like that. It's a bit better. That's a bit betterer. Same on this one. just tidy that up like that. All right, so let's have a look. I've got to go over another layer with this azo. Oops, actually I'm going to go to azo onto this up here. And just suggest that like that. I can drag that into there a little bit. That side's super bright. All right, same on this one. This is darker. Down there. Have a bit more azo. Let it flow. Pick up the bottom bit. Ran down where I didn't want it. Whoops a days. Whoa, I got a ton of that on my brush. Take some of that off. Then just do that line there. That line there. Like that. Just got to blend that out a little bit. Got it a bit strong and lumpy looking there. All right. Okay. Let's have a look. What do we need to do? We need to darken the shadows up under there. So we're going to go ultra blue. We're going to clean my palette because I've got a ton of colours going on everywhere. Clean my palette and go dark blue or ultramarine blue. And we're going to go watercolour gold deep. That makes a greeny purpley shadow. So I don't know how I feel about that. Let's not do that. Let's just go ultra and pyrrole red or queen magenta. We'll go pyrrole red. There we go. All right, so I'm just going to darken up directly under these tables where it's in its darkest shadows. Like that. And that shadow comes down there. These umbrellas have got stands too, so I've got to try and draw their stands in. Just do that, suggest them like that. And that really dark under here. Even darker. Like that. It's fun playing with shadows. It really does help create, like, that gives this a summery feel, I think, which is what I wanted. I wanted it to have a very definite summery feel. I'll do the bottom of the footpath behind these guys too. It's like these windows come down there like that. Disappear off the back. And then there's a dark curb shadow. I've got to make that even darker. Oh, there we go. That's a nice dark. I'm going to grab a bit more on my brush. And this is just like an urban sketch. Like I used to do quite a bit. I'm going to pop some more reflections in the glass of what's going on off in the distance. So it looks like there's things going on in the windows. Just keeps it interesting. Because there's all reflections of all of everything that's going on, and there's people in there, and there's all kinds of stuff. There's a world of movement going on in those buildings. What's going on here? What have I done there? I forgot a bit. Whoops. So we'll just darken that, and we'll just pop some bit more movement in there. We'll cut around that chair like that. Cut around that one. There we go. And then there's, though I can see a reflection of a person in that one. Let's do a person shape. Let's do a person shape shadow. Woohoo! Let's do that. So grabbing a bit of red, bit of blue, bit more blue. And we're going to do person shape shadow in the background there. Like there's a person in there having a chat. And there's a person here sitting down. You can't see them because they're in the building. Pop a shadow up there, like that. I'll pop, that one's a bit dark, but that's okay. Mix up that shadow a bit. The shadows aren't ever just flat. They're never just completely flat. And I'm going to go Payne's Grey. I'm going rogue. I'm going Payne's Grey in the deepest, darkest bits. Like along that ridge line. Like that. Right. I don't want to do too much. Now what am I going to do up the top? The same. There's reflections in the windows up the top. So I'm going to go my blue, my red, a bit more red. There we go. And I'm going to a bit more blue. Going to add just some movement into the shadows up the top because they're not just flat. So it looks like there's stuff going on. Like that. There's a chandelier up there. I haven't drawn it in, but so I'm just plopping in things like that. There's like reflections of trees, so we'll do some branchy looking bits like that, and then take that up. There's some branchy bits over here, so that's sort of reflecting a tree off over here somewhere on this hand side, that side somewhere. Because yeah, you've got to do the reflections of all the things that are going on in the background, because glass does, it's like a mirror, it reflects everything. These ones not so much. I can just do that, like that. That one's darker. Righto, should I try and do the name, except I can't really because it's I don't know. I've got to do the shadowy bits onto this grass. Because so there's the edge of the grass here. The shadows are quite dark down here. There's a tree or something reflecting off there. So I can darken up those. Take that right up the curb. I'll go onto the grass. I'm going to make a dark green. I don't know how. So green. I'm going to go blue. And I'm going to go yellow ochre. That's all right. That's a dark green, if ever there was. All right, and I'm going to use that here in the shadow colours. I'm going to wet the grass. Just going to wet it. I've got that green on my brush anyway, so that's fine. Because there's shadow over here. Now I'm going to drop that green that I just made. It's very watered down. Drop that in. Like that. Take it around, bring it up here, like that. That's meant to be like a grassy patch, but it's only suggestion. We're suggesting. It's a very impressionist type of piece. Should I do that tree? Oh, you know what? I should do that tree. I should. I need to be brave. I need to suck it up and just do it. So go ultramarine blue. And I'm going to go what colour green do I reckon? I need it to be, I'll go the Hansa yellow. And I'm going to do leaves, because there's a fern, what do you call it? What are they called? A palmy looking tree. So I'll just pop some fronds coming down here. That's what's reflecting all this mottled light down the bottom. I'm not going to do many, just a few, just a couple to say, hey, there's a tree. Hi, I'm a tree. Here I am. Look at me, I'm a tree. Ultramarine blue. Go nickel azo. That makes a nice darker green. Oh, my brush has lost a hairy. It's gone rogue. Here we go. I'm just going to pop some detail on there. Because these fronds are just dropping down like that. and you can't really see anymore. I do pop up there a bit. Like that. Alright. Let's have a look. I might go a bit more blue in there. Add a bit more blue to my green. Might add some in the background like that, just to fill in that negative space a little, so they don't look like they're just pipped. Looks like there's a bit of bushy stuff going on in the background. All right, I reckon we're good. I reckon we're good. I'm having to sit back and have a look. Okay. What am I going to do? Do I need to do any darker? I need to possibly add a little bit of darker shadow under here. I've got to do the stand on that umbrella. We'll just pretend. We can just pretend that's there. Just really darken up these bits. Sit back and have a look, and I quite like that. I quite like that. So I'm going to sign that down here, and I'm going to call that done. So, thank you everyone for hanging out. Thank you for watching. That was awesome fun. I'm just going to take off the tape because I want to see what it looks like without the tape. Oops, aest. I always like doing this. I've got to peel it off a bit on an angle though, like that. That's better. Oh, I'm going to sneeze. Oh, excuse me. Okay. Whew. So there we have a finished little painting. It was lots of fun, and I've definitely like my cores. I will be using these a lot more. So thank you for hanging out, everyone. Yeah, I'll be back. Oh, probably not tomorrow, but the next day. So my Monday, your Sunday. So thank you for being here, guys and girls, and I will see you next stream. Okie doke. I've just got to stick my doodah there. There we go. And I will see you all later.